Here with Nashville Severe Weather. Got the guys here tonight. Not surprised that we are on live here for maybe a little earlier than I thought we would. But these storms here out ahead of the main line are misbehaving, and so let's talk about it here. We got two warning. Well, we got a few warnings out there, but only one of them is affecting us in Davidson Williamson right now. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for a hailer back there in Dixon County, and this one came up pretty quick. It's got a lot of energy to work with, and so it came up pretty fast. And this thing's in effect until 1:15 a.m. It just occurred to me that we are April 28th now, so we're after midnight now. Yeah, this is in effect till 1:15, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail. So it's a baseline severe thunderstorm warning, but this storm does exhibit signs of having some pretty strong hail with it. And checking a camera there, it's not a real high camera. It's kind of down below the tree line. Little hard to see, but definitely a lot of rain there and a mess out there in Dixon County. So we'll be watching this storm as it moves east. And this will be impacting Davidson and Williamson, it looks like, based on their polygon here. And that should be over the next 30 minutes or so. Coming into Fairview, at least the northern parts, and then probably up into Davidson County. So let's widen out the view here now that some of y'all are joining us. You see a red polygon down there in Perry County, Hickman County, and Lewis County. That's a tornado warning down there for a storm that crossed the Tennessee River or is in the process of doing so now. That should go south of Williamson County, but it's going to be close. So we're going to have to watch that one and see how it evolves. It doesn't have anything south of it, so it's got plenty of inflow, plenty of storm food there. So we'll watch that cell as it gets going. I think it's pretty clear to say now, we've kind of been talking about this this cap that's sort of been holding things back all day. Pretty clear that these storms have blown through that. Whatever's left of that cap, they have just blown right through that and have evolved very well. So it looks like now we're off to the races. So we'll see how this evolves, guys. But severe thunderstorm warning now for Davidson and Williamson counties. That's for another 45 minutes or so till 1:15. And this is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Let's take a look at velocities here. Let me pull those up, and not seeing anything crazy. This blue spike here is a radar anomaly caused by our downtown building, so don't pay attention to that. That's not good data. But I think it's probably more of a hail threat, guys, than a wind threat, at least that I can see right now. But definitely a hail threat with that one. In fact, radar is pinging. It's pinging like 2-inch hail. I don't think it's that big at all. That usually overestimates, but radar is showing some pretty decent hail coverage there in that storm. In fact, let me pull this over. I'll show you.
There's 40 dBz up to 42,000 feet.
Yeah, very healthy storm. Got a very, very good core with it. In fact, we go down here, Dixon County, and you see these greens and yellows down in here. That's all hail falling. So the right there where those purples are, those colors right there. There's your hail core in that storm about to come right through. Well, there it is, going right through downtown Dixon now. That's going to be a decent hailer for them. And again, right there were these yellows, kind of right in there, downtown Dixon, up and down Highway 46 there. That's kind of right where that hail core is. So that could be a mess. That's a decent hailer, and it might even try to get out of the northern sides of that severe thunderstorm warning. We'll have to see. But sometimes these things can split. And when they do, that core right there can race off to the north and can kind of trick a warning person issuing warnings, and it can jump out of a polygon. So we'll have to see if this thing splits. It kind of looks like it might, but we'll watch that carefully. As far as rotation goes, could be a little bit of rotation with it. but primary threat there is going to be hail for sure. Really, the area of rotation we're watching is down here in this storm down there in Perry County. Pretty healthy rotation with that. Seems broad rotation, but the radar beam's kind of high there. A little hard to tell, but that's what's going on down that way. So that's kind of the deal. Let me turn off the lightning here, and that will get rid of that red box around Nashville. So you see just a few polygons out there, severe thunderstorm warning for Davidson, Williamson, and that's why we're here. But we're also watching, of course, the storms back to the southwest. So let's, in fact, we got a good picture here. Liz sends us this. This is over in Dixon. So that looks like a healthy quarter, don't you think, guys?
Yeah, it does.
So that's that was sent in by Liz, and she's over in Dixon. That's not surprising at all. So a healthy quarter size there in that storm. So that's a heads up for Nashville as a part of this severe thunderstorm warning. That's the kind of hail, if this thing holds together, that's the kind of hail that could be headed our way in Davidson County. So whatever you got to do, cars, garage, whatever, your precious lawnmower that's outside, whatever it is that you've got.
And so, Andrew, let me jump in because I see some stuff in the chat.
Sure.
People are asking, what about Nashville? What about BNA near Nashville? What about Franklin? The reason we're talking about these storms to the west is because they're the storms that are warned that are heading our way, right? So it's important that we're not really covering these small cells that are in eastern Davidson County because they're pretty inert, not much except rain. It's these ones to the west that we are we're covering them as they move east towards us.
Just a heads up, your headset gets pretty muffled there every once in a while, Will. A little hard to hear. But hey, like the headset. Nice touch. Here is the status of our line. We keep talking about this line that's back to the west. It's kind of going to be the main event. Let's take a little bit of a wider view here real quick, and then we'll get back to exactly what Will was saying there about these storms that are west of us that are going to be coming in. So there are sort of two sections to this line right now. One of them is up here from Paducah off to the north toward Lexington, Kentucky. That's one section of the main line. All right. And then there's a little break. And then from like Paris or Tiptonville back toward Heber Springs, Arkansas, Searcy, Arkansas, that's the second part of the line. We're kind of in between. All right. So we'll see if this fills in as it gets closer to us. We'll see if the southern part sort of becomes our line. I don't think the northern one will. So anyway, we're just going to see how that evolves. It's just kind of weird right now. We're kind of right in between. We're going to have to see how that fills in. But just so you know, this is the main event back here in Blytheville, Arkansas. Blytheville, Arkansas, Jonesboro, Arkansas, down to Newport, Searcy. That's kind of the main event. We're going to watch and see if that actually makes it to us. But the reason we're here right now is going to the Nashville area. A very healthy storm there in Dixon. And this is the severe thunderstorm warning that is now in effect for western Davidson County, western Williamson County. It's because of this storm that's back to the west now that's moving east into town. All right. So definitely a hail threat with this. We saw pictures just a minute ago of a very healthy quarter size. I don't think it's $50, but it's a solid quarter. All right. So that fell in Dixon. That's considered severe hail. And that's headed for Nashville, Forest Hills, Brentwood, Fairview, Bellevue, places like that. So that's why we're here, is that severe thunderstorm warning here that's in effect until 1:15. And that's moving east at 35 miles an hour. Now let's do a little bit of a storm track, and you guys jump in anytime. Let's see here. We're going to do a little track here, and let's move this east Yeah, so that would put it around Nashville around 121, BNA about 130, Laverne 138, Percy Priest Lake about 140, Smyrna 144, Forest Hills about 113. So uh, general ETAs there of when you might get some of the strongest parts of the storm. Oh, I have to get the coffee going, guys. Right now I'm stuck with water.
I'm Diet Coke tonight.
Diet Coke, huh?
The cherry Diet Coke.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Adventurous.
I have a feeling this is going to be one of those nights where we discuss lots of things.
Yeah. Probably be a long one.
All right. Well, since you're here, let's talk about weather. Since we're asking these people to stay up with us, guys, we probably ought to talk about what they came for. Couple of things to notice on this map. There's a lot of warnings out there, a lot of storms out there. The only ones that are currently severe that will be affecting us at the moment is this one back here in Dixon County, which is 2 counties to our west. If you're new to the area, if you're new to Nashville, you got Davidson County, which is Nashville. You got Cheatham County, which is Ashland City, Pleasant View, Pegram. And then you've got Dixon County back here, White Bluff, Dixon, Charlotte. And you got Hickman County down here to the southwest. So right now our storm is in Dixon County. This is where the biggest hail is falling, where we've gotten pictures of decent size hail, and that is moving our direction. So yeah,
folks in Kingston Springs, Bellevue, Fairview are going to start hearing it. That cell between Dixon and Kingston Springs has 1, 2, 3, 4 positive strike marks.
Yeah, it's
a loud one.
Yeah, I can tell you, we had, these are very electrical storms. We had just one of the small cells come through here where I live a little bit ago, about, I don't know, an hour ago, and man, it was loud. I mean, for just a little bitty cell, it was pretty loud. So yeah, we definitely are going to hear these things come through tonight. So if you have kiddos like I do, one of mine's already made an appearance. So it's the other one will not wake up for anything. If there was anything, if there was ever a problem in this house, we would have to wake him up. But my light sleeper's already been in here.
KHPX has an interesting look at that Dixon storm too.
Okay. Oh yeah, it does. I'm sure it does. Okay, well, this explains our hail sizes. So yeah, good call, Graham. I guess that was Graham, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, good call there. This is from the Hopkinsville radar. A little bit of rotation with this storm. It doesn't surprise me. We've got a lot of shear out there. We have both directional and speed shear out there tonight. 2 different types of shear that can occur that can enhance thunderstorm strength. So there is some rotation there in that storm, not necessarily tornadic, but rotation nonetheless. Now, if that were to tighten up, we would take big notice of that. But any type of rotation like that can enhance your hail sizes. It's almost like putting a turbocharger in an engine. All right, it's gonna turbocharge that storm, get your hail sizes up and all that. So that explains that, Graham. Good job pointing that out. Don't see it quite as much. A little bit messier on the Weather Service radar here.
It's real messy on TBNA.
I saw TBNA earlier, and it was just a bunch of mess. You're exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but that Hopkinsville view is interesting. We're gonna have to keep an eye on that. There could be some, pretty strong winds in there. I'd say, Yeah, right there coming into Burns, right there around I-40, near where 840 and 40 come together. That could be some pretty strong winds right there. That's kind of got a little hook there to it, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah, it's appendaging.
Yeah, still broad rotation there, but definitely worth watching.
Not quite co-located.
Seeing a little bit of it on. Let me pull over. Do it on here. This is way easier to co-locate stuff on here. Yep, that's gonna be worth watching. That's trying to tighten up a little bit.
And headed right to Bellevue.
Yeah, that's going to be worth watching. So our main storm that we're watching, the main reason we're here, and that is this cell over Dixon County, and particularly now we're watching. It looks like hail sizes have come down a little bit, but now it's trying to transition into a little bit of a trying to rotate on us a little bit. So. Watching especially right there. In fact, let's watch this carefully, because this is one of those that could spin up quickly, and that's going to be right there in southern Dixon County, right there around where 840 comes into I-40, and right there where Highway 46, the Highway 46 exit is on I-40. That's kind of where that is. Let's go back to HPX. Let's go to the Hopkinsville radar and see what that looks like.
Yeah, Hopkinsville has it.
Still pretty broad there.
Yeah, a little broader, but right about where that hail. Well, you don't have a hail marker on yours, but what's the elevation? 37.
Yeah, that little spot right there, I'm suspect of.
Has it a little spread out at 4,000, but at about 3,000, OHX has it a little bit tighter. Elam, what do you think?
Sorry, I couldn't find the unmute button.
It's
saying coffee's not kicking in, but pretty much what y'all are seeing. It's still it's broad, but it's definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
It looks like the inflows might be coming down a little bit, which would be good news.
Yeah, it looks like it's kind of blown out again right there. It looks like it's kind of the tightness of that sort of exhaled there real quick. So it looked like just for a second it might be kind of coming together, and then it's kind of blown out. So good news there. But yeah, we'll keep watching that. We'll keep an eye on that. So let's see where this is right now as far as who's getting the worst of it. Fairview, things have really picked up for you. Hail sizes, let's check on those. I think they have come down some. Let's go back and look at some previous scans. Yeah, they were much bigger a little bit ago. Hail sizes have come down. Not to say they won't come back up, but hail sizes have come down a little bit. So hopefully that trend continues. Don't see any crazy velocities right now. So hopefully this thing's just sort of losing a little bit of its punch, but it's going to be loud, that's for sure. Let's turn the lightning back on. Yeah, good bit of lightning with that, especially on the south side. So around Fairview, coming into Fairview. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for western Davidson County as the storm comes in, as well as western and northwestern Williamson County until 1:15. And it's for this cell right here that you guys are listening to. If you're anywhere near the storm, it is a loud one. Let's switch software and go look at some cameras, shall we? Yeah, I'm not going to be able to see a whole lot tonight. Except a bunch of hazard flashers. That one's frozen up, but oh, maybe it's not frozen up. No, it's not frozen. Yeah, trees aren't moving there much. Okay.
Is it counting time?
I can see the raindrops in the pavement. Yeah, it's not frozen up. That must be a message sign or something. But yeah, trees aren't moving.
That notch is tightening back up
Is it?
a little bit. A little bit.
That's a very messy area there in velocities. That's going to be impossible to get anything out of as far as reading that. So there's an area here right there in northeastern Hickman County and southeastern Dixon County where the radar beam from the Nashville radar actually hits the buildings downtown, reflects off the glass and the buildings and shoots back up to the northeast. And so the radar is actually it's an artifact. It's reading stuff up here in Macon County, but it thinks because the radar dish is pointed this way toward downtown, it thinks it's down here, but it's not. It's way up here. So anyway, it's just a weird thing. So disregard all of that right there. But when a storm moves into that, it makes it a little tougher to read it. And that's right where this hook's going. So, oh well. Let's see here. Yeah, still pretty broad. Nothing too crazy. So it could have definitely some strong winds right there around 840, where 840 comes into to I-40. Yeah, camera bouncing around a little bit right there. That makes sense. Definitely could have some strong winds there. That doesn't surprise me at all.
This dude on Twitter said he used the point sampler on radar scope and collected a minus 102 mile an hour.
Yeah, that's definitely bad data. Yeah. Yeah, I can tell you this storm ain't producing 102 mile an hour winds.
No.
I'm thinking that little cell that kind of moved into it from the south, like Fairview, that might disrupt its inflow just enough to kind of mess it up.
Oh, that's right. That was a separate cell, wasn't it? It was a separate cell over western Hickman County that moved up into that one in Dixon County. Sure thing. Yeah, I bet you're right, Elon. I bet it disrupted that thing. We'll take it. Yeah, I don't see anything real concerning right there.
Window right now.
Say again.
I'm getting an insane lightning show out my window right now.
Oh, I bet. I'm telling you, man, what's crazy about this? It's these little bitty, teeny tiny little pinhole cells that are making these big old lightning shows out there. It's pretty interesting.
Do we have a Fairview camera?
We don't, but we have
Hazcam
out there. There it is right there.
There you go.
It's below the tree line. It's just on a deck or something, but yeah, so I'm thinking hopefully this thing has tamed down a little bit. Although looks like hail's starting to pick up more on the northwest side now of the cell, right there around Dixon again, downtown Dixon. So it looks like as you go up in the storm, yeah, a bunch of hail gathering up there. This is at about 18,000 feet up there. So it looks like some more hail trying to get together there, central Dixon County. So not over yet for them. But even now down here in Fairview, looks like maybe that storm, Elin, you were talking about that kind of came out of Hickman County and joined into this one. That one might be getting together or getting going again. Right there, just east of Fairview. About to head right over your place, Will.
Yeah.
Well, you don't sound excited.
I am not super excited, but I'm glad that appendage and that inflow notch widened out. That's helpful.
Will's going to take one for the team
And
tonight.
I think Elan's probably right. I think that appendage in Fairview is like a lead blocker for that storm, and it's just wiping everything out of the way. That storm probably, if that wasn't there, that cell to the west would get pretty spun.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of hail falling now. I would say there's probably hail falling around the Highway 96, Highway 100 intersection. That would be my guess, right there around where those purples are. Decent hail core going up in the atmosphere. Not crazy, but a little something going on. That's at about 15,000 feet, and some of that's reaching the surface. So definitely could be hearing some hail there as it comes into Pasco, around the Natchez Trace Bridge, Fernvale, Bellevue, Horseshoe Bend, Laurelbrook, Grassland.
Ooh.
Glad you got that balloon up a little bit ago, Will.
Ooh, buddy.
Will is our balloon extraordinaire, man. If there's a balloon to be launched, he will find a place to launch it. And he got some great data a little bit ago to really help not only us out. We give everything away with an open hand. And the data that came in from that balloon went straight to the Weather Service. As soon as we got it, went to them, and it was extremely helpful for us and hopefully them. So good job, Will.
Yep.
Looks like they are going to let that tornado warning down here.
Yeah, I was just reading that.
They're going to let that expire for now. So they're going to let that go. And that's kind of a messy velocity signature anyway. I agree with that. That's
Completely washed out. Yeah.
That's kind of a mess. There are some pretty strong velocities there, but there's just
they're all going one way.
No real focus there for tightening up. So,
but yeah, 60s in that blob. So
Yep.
certainly 60-mile-an-hour straight line winds will still do some damage, but it is not rotating.
New severe thunderstorm warning for Hickman, Lewis, Murray, Perry. So
just extending that with the new
they're
severe.
bringing that out a little bit. Let's go to our other software. It brings up warning polygons quicker.
And for the folks that are asking about Spring Hill, I've seen Spring Hill in our chat a number of times. That is a cell that we would expect to head your way, but I think it probably misses to the south.
It's gonna be close. Gonna be close. I think Spring Hill will get part of it, especially that part of it that's like west of Centerville. The strongest part of it, hopefully the core of it, will miss Spring Hill, but that's going to be. You talking about that northern storm, Will, or the southern one?
The southern one.
Yeah, it'll be close.
It will.
Yeah. Looks like reflectivity's picking up again here. We're getting some purples right there in Pasco. Willis.
I don't know. Let me see what it's like outside.
Will, tell us what you find out your window. But yeah, definitely some more hail there in White Bluff. So severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect here for till 1:15. So they're letting that warning continue for Davidson Williamson. No tornado warning, no tornado worries for the moment. So we are under a tornado watch until 5 a.m. I'm hopeful that whatever's going to come through is going to come through by 3, 4. What you got, Will?
Eerily quiet.
Oh, it's about to pick up.
Yeah.
Probably in the next 30 seconds or so. But was saying that hopefully whatever's going to come through will come through 3 to 4 a.m. That kind of be our final push if that line does come together to our west. But the tornado watch does continue till 5. So we'll kind of see what happens. But that's kind of the
I think Fairview is side lobing.
that's just part of that. That's part of that
You think it's
radar
gonna pick
beam.
up in the reflection?
That's part of that downtown beam junk.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
Maybe.
Could be some strong winds there around Newsom.
Mhm.
Definitely could be, right there in that strong hail core there. Looks like, that could be some pretty strong winds around McCrory Lane. But yeah, this stuff out here, this is all part of that downtown mess. So none of that's valid data there from Brush Creek down to Bon Aqua, Lyles, Bates, all that. But that's valid, I think. Somebody asked question, thoughts on these storms using up the energy for the line out west? I think we've got enough energy out there tonight. Elon, tell me if you disagree, but I think we have enough energy out there tonight that line out west is kind of going to be feeding itself. I'm not too concerned about this just working the atmosphere over completely. I think there's going to be some dynamics coming in with that line that could keep it going.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think it's going to be bringing its own energy with it. So I don't think these storms should do much. Maybe a little bit, but I think we still will be watching for severe risk with that line as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think in some situations you're absolutely right. There are situations where storms that come through and disrupt the atmosphere really mess up the rest of the day. I don't know that this is one of those. So, area of pretty strong winds now. This is right here along I-40 and just past McCrory Lane, coming right up to the 70S exit in Bellevue. That's an area of some pretty gusty winds there. And so I would expect that there's going to be, let's see, that's like 60, 63, 64 mile an hour winds right there in the neighborhoods, right there around it's Coley Davis. What's the name of that? There's a assisted living place out there. So anyway, that's exactly where it is. And then right there coming to the 70S.
Oh yeah, that's over by that new high school. That's right there by Lawson High School.
Oh yeah,
James Lawson.
Yeah,
Mm.
and that is just west of like that Royal Range area. There's a church that used to be up there. I guess that they turned that big church into Lawson High School.
Is it the Meadow? The Meadows is the assisted
Yeah,
living
something
place,
like that
isn't it?
up there. Yeah.
I think that's Coley Davis. This is on the south side of the interstate.
That's Coley Davis is that road that runs alongside of Home
I-40.
Depot and I-40 out
Yeah,
there.
that's right. Yeah. So that's where the strong wind is. Testing my local trivia at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
A little tough.
West Nashville trivia.
West Nashville trivia. Yeah, that's kind of the only area that I see some like really strong winds. Let's go look at the Hopkinsville radar. Seeing too much there. Still got that area of strong wind right there, right in that neighborhood. My wife actually grew up in a 1776 estates. I don't have a clue. I've never heard that. But anyway, she grew up right over there. That's right in that neighborhood. And pretty strong wind there. So this severe thunderstorm warning continues till 1:15 for some strong winds and potentially some large hail. Let's back out again just for a minute and take a look at this line off to our west. I'm going to turn on the Hopkinsville radar, and it does look like, okay, so it's starting to take shape a little bit better. So this stuff in Paris looks to be our storm. So this will be, it looks like it's moving due east. So the main event for us is going to be this line up here. There's another line kind of coming down out of Kentucky. I think this will probably fill in-ish, but then our storms will be these from like Paris, Dresden, Trenton, Dover. These will be our main line. Once these come through, I think things drastically drop off. I think we'll be out of the woods once this line comes through back to the west. So this is kind of round one that we're in now, round one. And then round two back here around Dresden and Paris in West Tennessee. And this will be round two. This should be our final round of storms for the night or for the morning. All right, let's go to Nashville again. Will, is it noisy at your place? How's the lightning?
No, it's rumbling pretty good.
Seeing a few power outages in Bellevue in the chat.
Oh, let me see if
looks like another cell going up, another core here right around Cool Springs. So it looks like right over Cool Springs Mall. Looks like another hail core trying to go up. So I would expect things to get loud over toward McKay's Mill, Nolensville, places like that, south of Brentwood, eastern and central Williamson County. I would expect things to get pretty loud there here pretty soon. Pretty decent core going up there. And now that's outside of the severe thunderstorm warning. So not currently expecting anything severe out of that, but it's going to be loud.
number of people asking about our tornado risk. Our tornado risk hasn't really changed, guys, since the blog earlier.
Yeah, which has been was like a 2% chance of tornadoes. Yeah. There are ingredients out there for tornadoes tonight. They're not overly impressive, but there are some ingredients available. So that's definitely on our watch list to watch for anything rotating, as we did just a minute ago over there in Dixon County, where we were watching a particular part of a storm that was trying to wrap up a little bit. And that's just what we've got to watch for. So I'm not expecting a big tornado outbreak tonight. But I just, you have these little feelings about these storms, and they just, you're like, it might wrap up. And then all of a sudden it does for 5-10 minutes. And then you got yourself a little tornado. So it's just kind of one of those nights. I think we just got to kind of keep an eye on it. It's going to be a wind and hail threat, but there's that little off chance of some spin up tornadoes we got to watch out for. Weather Service says that a small cell developed off of the Dixon storm near Franklin. That's one we were just watching there near Cool Springs. Heavy rain, some small hail possible now in that storm. So that's the one we were just looking at here, right around Cool Springs. And it looks like there is a little bit of hail falling in there. So right there in those purples, I would say some of the neighborhoods are along Carruthers and Cool Springs Boulevard, Baker's Bridge. Probably a little small hail in there headed over toward Wilson Pike. down toward Ravenwood High School, Split Log Road. Looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning just came out, guys. And yep, there it is. New severe thunderstorm warning now for good part of us, good chunk of us. Hang on one second.
Yeah, all mine are going off too.
So new severe thunderstorm warning now that covers pretty much everybody from the 2465 split north of Nashville all the way down through Forest Hills, Brentwood, and all the way down to Franklin. Say, let's just call it Highway 96. So pretty much everybody between Highway 96 and the 2465 split off to the north of Nashville now under severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect until probably 2:15. So another hour and 5 minutes on that severe thunderstorm warning. And what that's going to do is a couple of things. It's going to cover this new area that developed here around Cool Springs that had some small hail in it, more than likely. It's going to cover that in case it strengthens. It's going to cover this whole cell. It's also going to cover this part of the cell back here around White Bluff that really started to strengthen just about 5 minutes ago. And hail sizes were increasing pretty quickly there. And we're going to keep an eye on that and see how that evolves. But all of that's kind of moving toward Nashville. That's back in White Bluff. And then this stuff down here in Cool Springs moving over toward Nolensville, at least the north parts of Nolensville. So this is sort of an all-encompassing severe thunderstorm warning to cover all of those areas. So let's go back over and look at our hail markers here on this software. Largest hail looks to be over near Kingston Springs now, and that part of the storm, White Bluff, Kingston Springs, Pegram. It's over there in Cheatham County. And then a little bit of hail down there around Governor's Club, Crockett Park, over there like McEwen, Clovercroft, Sam Donald, neighborhoods off of there in East Brentwood, West Nolensville. So some small hail possible there as well. Weather Service says that storms aren't quite as strong as they were earlier in this area, but their concern is that these things can strengthen quickly, and they have. They've really pulsed up and down. So we'll have a little lull, and then things really ramp up. You can get quarter size, $half size hail, whatever it was. And then that can collapse, and we sort of ride it along for a while before it becomes severe again. So, so a good kind of all-encompassing warning here. Let's see. I haven't been watching the chat. What questions are we getting, guys? Maybe I can help out a little bit on questions. Struggling to sleep. Yeah, I hear you there. Ugh. I'm scared to drink coffee right now because I'm afraid if I do, once this thing does come through, I won't be able to sleep the rest of the night. And that would really be a poor decision. So I'm going to stop on the coffee. Oh, Jeanette, you're so sweet. Asking how to donate. You can do that. NashvilleSevereWeather.com/donate. And we would greatly appreciate that. That balloon that we launched earlier, I don't know, best guess, Will can tell me better, but probably a couple of $100 to launch that. And it was valuable information. That's all from donated funds. That's what kind of stuff happens with those funds. And so, yeah, we greatly appreciate that. NashvilleSevereWeather.com/donate. Thanks, Jeanette. Hey, let's talk about reports real quick. Will, I've already seen him be putting a couple of reports in NWS chat that you guys have sent in. But let's talk about those just a second. Graham is over there on Instagram. Graham, what's the best way, if you're on Instagram, for us to send you reports?
Yeah, if you're on Instagram, just shoot us a DM, and with a picture if you can get it and safely, and we'll get that over to the Weather Service.
Yeah. And some of the stuff we're looking for, if you do get hail where you are, we're looking for hail sizes. So if you can compare those to the size of a coin, um, something kind of a standard size, we can, marble doesn't really do a whole lot of good because there's all sorts of sizes of marbles, but something a standard size would be very helpful. Send us a picture if you can, and do that safely. And that, yeah, we'll get that over to the Weather Service, and Graham will do a great job with that on Instagram. And then Will takes the reports from Twitter and some other places, gets those together. We use hashtag TSpotter over on Twitter. And that has been a great way for, I don't know what, 15 years now, to get reports to us. And we keep those all in a column here on our computer screen. We go through those, quality control them. Will does a great job, always has, and has a very special relationship with our local National Weather Service office in getting those reports over to them. So that's a very important part of what we do. We don't just spit out information. It's a two-way street. We want information from you on what's happening at your place if you experience severe weather. So that's very, very helpful. Let's go back out. This storm over here in Kingston Springs perking up again, guys. Looking up in the storm. Wow. Yeah, right there over Kingston Springs, right over Highway 70. That's an impressive hail signature up there at about 20,000 feet. So what goes up must come down. And I have a feeling that over there in Cheatham County, there's going to be quite a hailstorm here in just a couple of minutes. Yeah, in fact, we're getting indications of that now. They're right along Highway 70 in Kingston Springs. So severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 2:15. So we have 1 hour left on this severe thunderstorm warning as it stands right now. And it may last that long, guys, because we've got the western part of the storm is right here on the far western side of this polygon, and that's the strongest part of this storm. It's right back here in Cheatham County. So we got to wait for that to come through. So pretty long severe thunderstorm warning here for us in Davidson Williamson. The main event for us is back here around Paris, Dover, McKenzie, Trenton, Humboldt. This line here is going to be our main event. All right. Now, currently it has a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings on it from the Memphis National Weather Service office. All right. So, but the northern part of this line currently does not have any warnings on it. All right. That's a good sign. So hopefully that remains the case as it moves off to the east and heads our direction. But we'll have to watch it. All right. Because that's going to be the main thing for us tonight. Or I guess maybe we should say that'll be the final round. I don't, main implies it's going to be a lot stronger than the one we have now. I don't know if it will be. So one thing that we talked about, guys, is we talked about earlier today, and this can't really get lost in the messaging, and it may have at this point. So let's reiterate that the atmosphere to our east is not as favorable as the atmosphere has been today to our west for severe weather. So not so much expecting a whole lot of warnings over here to the east in the plateau area as there have been off to the west. All right. So we're sort of on that line of where the atmosphere starts losing some of its punch. And so clearly we have a lot of instability, a lot of ingredients out there for severe weather because we're experiencing it right now. But it'll be interesting to see how this line behaves as it gets here. Will it still have plenty of energy to work with? Will the energy start dying off a little bit as it gets towards 65? We don't know yet, but we'll keep an eye on that. Still some big hail sizes there back to the west. Cheatham County getting Yeah. Oh, yeah. So right there along Highway 70 is not a fun place to be right now. Not a lot of wind with it.
No, and they haven't really warned anything west of 65.
You talking about back there toward Stewart County and
I'm sorry, east of 65.
oh yeah.
Talking about how the threat's declining as we move east, and that's indicative in the warnings that we see. I mean, it really hadn't been anything severe come towards Plateau yet.
Yeah, Weather Service says that over there near Kingston Springs, we were just talking about, definitely the strongest updraft at the moment. Good chance there's quarters falling there just north of town in Cheatham County. Yeah, and what the Weather Service is doing, I'm going to show a tweet here from our friend, just because it was the first one I grabbed here. That Katie Morgan says. She says tornado watch has been extended once more to include more counties east of 65 in effect till 5 a.m. So what the Weather Service has been doing is they've been just, instead of issuing a new tornado watch, including several counties, 20, 30 counties at a time, they've just been sort of extending it one row of counties at a time. That can be a little confusing. So, in fact, it didn't trigger some of our graphics that we normally use for watches, and we had to get that lined up. But so what they're doing is just sort of locally extending this watch out one kind of two or three counties at a time, just because there's a lot of questions about how volatile the atmosphere is east of 65, and they don't want to issue a watch for all of East Tennessee, keep everybody up all night, when in reality storms might start weakening as they get over to the plateau. So that's what they've been doing. Just a little nuance in the way they've been doing watches. But nonetheless, our watch is in effect till 5. Let me turn lightning off and we can take sort of a broad view, put this in motion here. Turn these cameras off. It's good to see that the tornado warnings have disappeared off to our west. So let me turn on the radar composite here. We can sort of see a regional view a little better. Yeah, so there were quite a few tornado warnings out there west of us. Those have all, I believe they've all gone away. So that's a good sign. But we still have some rain to go. Still have some rain and storms to go.
This rain is definitely much needed.
Oh my goodness, is it ever? Yes. Yeah, it's definitely needed. Also means we got to mow the grass again. Haven't had to do that in a little while. This time of year, it seems like we're mowing the grass like twice a week normally.
Yeah, right.
You can get away with every week and a half at least right now.
People in the chat asking about Franklin. Hardly raining in Franklin at the moment.
Yeah.
Couple things downstream, but nothing too serious.
See how it's just kind of all scattered out right now? Up in Nashville, decent storm there, probably some hail there around Pegram. That's probably gotten smaller in the past little bit. Let's see here.
Yeah, big
yeah. Oh, yeah. Hail sizes have come down there.
Northeast of Kingston.
So decent storm, but the hail sizes look to have come down a little bit coming into Davidson County now. So that the storm is noisy, it's loud there in southern Davidson. A couple other cells here around south of Dixon, around Bon Aqua, a big storm around Hohenwald. But, I'm not seeing anything that's just crazy severe. I mean, I'd say there, some decent winds down there in Lewis County, Hohenwald area. Decent storms out ahead of that line, but let's look at their camera. A lot of lightning with that one. Oh yeah, very charged up. Yeah, that looks more like a June or July storm there. Looks like some strong winds right there around downtown, guys. Let's see.
Someone mentioned something in the chat about getting some strong gusts in downtown.
Really?
Yeah, kind of that 8th Avenue.
Yeah, I can see this. I can see the street light. Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah, getting rocked.
Huh.
I don't know that it's severe, but it's pretty gusty.
Might be pretty close. Radar's reading it right around 60, 63.
Okay.
I mean, it's keeping up with the cars moving east. Those rain bands are. That's interesting. Let's see here. Oh yeah, holy cow! Look at that. Look at that blowing across the interstate. That's at Fessler's Lane.
Just north of Trevecca.
Yeah,
Southeast
that's
of
that's a strong wind. That's a strong. Look at that! Wow.
Loudon, Edge Hill. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, that's a strong wind right now blowing it. Look at that. Blowing right across I-40 right now. This is I-40 at right around Fessler's Lane. And that's a very strong wind. That's a 50, 60 mile an hour wind blowing across the interstate there. You can see it in the rain bands and the street lights. Look at that, how fast that rain's blowing by there.
And so that pocket of wind is headed for kind of what, Andrew?
That's headed over toward let's back out just a little bit. So right around the Cumberland River, Silliman Evans Bridge, right, like Will said, right over there north of Trevecca, Hermitage Avenue. That's kind of where this
Shelby
is.
Park, Shelby
headed.
Bottom,
Yeah.
south of 5 Points in East Nashville.
Yeah. Looks like we lost the camera there.
Uh-oh.
Let's look at the one. This is right around the Silliman Evans Bridge. Let's see if that one picks it up. We'll come back to that. Yeah, that was a pretty strong wind, actually. Whoopsie.
Yeah. Interesting. So if you are near Kip Academy, Margaret Allen Middle, Shelby Park, and then probably moving really right down Main Street.
Looks like those winds may have just
Last,
faded right there.
Yeah, that last
Yeah,
skate disappeared, didn't they?
That's pretty wild. But y'all saw it. I mean, it was
Easy go.
whew. That was a strong wind. It may have just disappeared.
And my guess is that it probably elevated. strong winds north of Fairview, Brush Creek, headed towards Highway 96 and Highway 100 out there by the Green Bridge. Pretty good gusts over there too, Andrew.
Yeah. Let's see. Yep, right there.
So, area of heaviest wind for us looks like northwestern Williamson County. A cell coming into Fairview, pushing out ahead of it. Winds that are probably close to 50.
Where was that, Will?
Fairview.
Oh, Fairview. Yeah, it could be some of that. It's going to be interesting to see how much of that reaches the surface because that's
It's a pretty good ways away. Yeah, it's a couple thousand feet up.
it is. This one, this one that went through downtown kind of persisted as it got closer to the radar. These we'll have to see. A lot of these are disappearing as they get up toward Franklin, Nolensville. They kind of fall off. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see if these winds hold together down to the surface.
Looks like that hail core that was just north of Kingston Springs moving closer to downtown has kind of dropped off a little bit.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks like it's fallen off. Oh yeah, yeah. Sizes have really come down there. Maybe some small hill around Forest Hills, Percy Warner Park, Belmead. Maybe some small hail there. But otherwise, that thing may have come down a little bit. Ooh, that one up there in Stewart County is really picked up. That's kind of done what some of these others have.
They just said they were about to issue a severe warning for that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't doubt that at all. Yeah, that looks like that one perked up really fast.
2-inch hail there. Andrew, you want to see if you can put some ETAs on the stuff at the Tennessee River?
Yeah, let's try that. I'm going to go use some different software here.
While he's doing that, still seeing pretty intense wind. Highway 96 at Highway 100. That's right where the Harpeth crosses Highway 100. Expect that to move into Pasco, Bellevue area here pretty soon.
Let's try that again. I prefer to have radar imagery when we do ETAs. Let's try this.
You're gonna try that?
Let's try this.
This is a very complicated program he's using here.
It actually is.
Very, very frustrating.
All right. What's the speed, that warning they just put out? Let's see.
I get you.
Looks like it is 55, east at 55. Okay. All right. Well, let's assume that's correct. And that'd be Fairview 217, Belmead 225, downtown Nashville 228, Goodlettsville 230, Oak Hill 230, Franklin 231, Brentwood 232. So we're looking at about 230 around I-65. Yeah, really all the way up and down I-65, about 230. So Western Williamson County, about 215. What was that? Western Williamson County, about 215. Eastern Davidson County, about 245. I-65, about 230. Does that sound about right?
Yep. So about an hour.
That warning still hadn't shown up on this. In fact, where's the Nashville? Where's the Davidson County warning?
I'm telling you, man. That's still WSV3.
Yeah, that's why I don't use this software.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get rid of that. Let's go back to. Sorry, it's a little clunky here. Let's. There we go. Now we have all of our warnings. So if you've just joined us, we're trying to figure out what the deal is. Strong storm over Nashville right now. There is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect till 2:15 on the storm over Nashville. Is that right? 2:15?
Expiration.
Yep, it is till 2:15. Yep. So severe thunderstorm warning in Davidson, Williamson counties until 2:15. This is for our first round, round one. All right. So round one is kind of all these storms that have fired up ahead of the main line. All right. Mostly hailers, some wind. Tornado threat has not been evident. We have not really seen anything credible as far as tornado threat goes. Back to the west, this is round two and our final round. So this is the main event back here to the west around Paris, crossing the Tennessee River into Stewart County, Montgomery County, back down here, Carroll County, into Madison County.
Mhm.
All right. So that right there is our round two. That's our main event. It's moving eastward. It should be around I-65, say 2:30. So about the time our severe thunderstorm warning expires at 2:15, we'll have our second round coming in. And that'll be the last of the storms for tonight, we think. Elon, am I right about that? I see some other storms back here to the west, but I think those are going to miss us to the south.
That sounds about right to me.
Yeah,
I think
so
I
the
think
storms
it's
back
it.
here in Arkansas, Blytheville, Lepanto, Newport, Searcy, all those storms I think are going to go south. So I think really our deal is going to be these back here from Clarksville, Aaron, Camden, Huntington down to Jackson. So that's going to be our event. And will it have a warning with it when it gets here? I have no idea. We'll just have to see. I think the HRRR did a pretty good job with this, guys. I mean, all things considered, I think it did pretty well. I think it illustrated well that we had the possibility of storms firing up ahead of the main line, which they did. So far, I think things have gone pretty well to plan.
Yeah, I think so. Curious if anybody saw any hail falling in the kind of Riverwalk area,
Yeah.
and into kind of up I-40 into Westmead, Charlotte Park. There was an MEHS indication there. It looks like it kind of fell, but curious to see if anybody saw any hail there.
Looks like NES is reporting about 4,600 outages, but kind of scattered, especially more concentrated toward those two heavier, stronger wind gusts that we saw earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. All right. That could definitely be worse. We'll take 4,600. Still a lot of lightning with these storms out west. You know, I think I think these storms off to the west of us still have plenty of energy to work with. They've got a lot of lightning. They're tall storms. I think they still have plenty of energy to use. Looks like our high today was 84. It's nice. Climate data coming out right now.
But downtown, that whole I-40 corridor is getting lots of rain.
Not a fun drive. Not a fun drive. It's really never a fun drive.
From downtown all the way out to kind of that Charlotte Pike exit.
Yep.
All completely covered up in 40, 50 dBz. Interesting.
I'll be interested to see how that main line of storms starts behaving here in a little bit. If you look at the SPC meso analysis, they're kind of exiting that quarter of the best 3 Cape here pretty soon. So I think we'll be able to kind of get an idea of what we're seeing here in a little bit before they get here.
So what Elon's explaining there is that as we've been talking about, the better dynamics have been off to our west today, which we've talked about several times, that the better ingredients are off to the west. And so the storms now that we're watching coming out of West Tennessee, moving our way, are sort of exiting that area of the best ingredients. And so it'll be interesting to see how they behave as they get closer to us. You know, are they going to maintain their strength? Are we going to start seeing signs that they're weakening a little bit? In other words, are the cloud tops going to start getting a little bit warmer? Is the lightning going to start dropping off? Those are going to be some of the first signs we look for to see if these storms start weakening as they get to us. I'm not overly concerned about them right now. Like, I mean, that could change, but I mean, my anxiety level's pretty low with them at the moment, unless something really changes. Jimmy asks here, can you address flash flooding on the live stream? Yeah, absolutely. So,
yeah, I was just thinking about that. But when I
Yeah.
heard that rain was coming out towards Charlotte Pike, you know, that American Road stretch of Charlotte
yes,
over there.
yes, yes.
That is
So,
absolutely
yeah,
water.
flash flooding can be a deal. There actually is such a thing as when the ground is so dry, it can actually reject water. That's a thing. So you would think right now that it's just this huge sponge that's going to soak up all this water instantly and all that. It actually is kind of the opposite. It can actually repel water. So if it falls too fast. So yeah, I think flash flooding is a concern. So far the storms are moving pretty well, although they, some of these are kind of lined up west to east, and some of the modeling was showing that some areas, some strips could get 2 to 3 inches of rain out of these lines of storms if they sort of train over the same areas. Which, if we put this in motion, you sort of see how right here around South Nashville into Wilson County, we got a little bit of a train going here, and that can produce some flash flooding. So especially in urban areas of downtown, where there's more concrete, asphalt, that kind of thing. I mean, it doesn't really matter how dry the ground is. If water's falling on asphalt, it's just going to run off whether it's wet or dry outside. So it's definitely some flash flooding possibilities. I'm not expecting a giant flash flood event out of this, but some of your typical areas that have some trouble could have some trouble with
The
this.
good news is creeks and streams have lots of capacity
Oh, yes.
because of our drought, right?
Oh, yes.
So
Yeah. Yeah. The creeks, the creeks, the creeks and streams are very, very dry. And plus our lakes have plenty of room. I mean, when we've been seeing, we've sent some stuff out as well about Percy Priest. I mean, Percy Priest is like 3 feet above Winter Pool. So, I mean, there's tons of capacity in Percy Priest Lake. I mean, this rain isn't going to come anywhere near
no.
the capacity of our reservoirs, flood control reservoirs. So this is not going to be a major flood event. This is some flash flooding in some of our urban areas, perhaps. I think that's going to be about it. Looks like they got a little potential tornado event down to the south of us, guys.
Yeah, I saw what Ben Lynn had said about North Lawrence, and he's probably not wrong.
Well, let's see. Yep. Let's check their camera down here.
Yeah, that.
So we've jumped down here to Lawrenceburg. They got a tornado warning down here. So we're just going to kind of go down, see what the Tennessee Valley weather guys were looking at down here.
No, we are not going to start covering Lawrence County.
No, we're not. We're not going to start covering Lawrence. We're just kind of jumping down here while our storm here in Davidson, Williamson has gone on the downward trend a little bit. Maybe some small hail there on the west side of Nashville, but so we thought we'd jump down here to mostly because I'm personally curious.
Yeah, I am too.
What's going on down there? That's a big storm down there.
Very heavy rain entering the 440 loop.
Yeah.
Looks like rain rates have picked up pretty significantly south of I-40, west of 440, close to White Bridge Road, Sylvan Park. The Nations got it. Moving towards Fisk, to Germantown. That's pretty heavy rain up there, bud.
That is pretty heavy rain. Sure is.
I don't see a hail risk in it, though.
Somebody's asking about Spring Hill. Do you need to take shelter? No. Not from any storms we see right now. So the tornado warning is way south of Spring Hill. It's for southern Murray County, Mount Pleasant down to the south. Spring Hill, you're good for that warning. You're kind of in between the Nashville stuff and the south of Columbia stuff. So Spring Hill's good for now. Spring Hill's next thing to watch is going to be that round 2, which is back here to the west at the Tennessee River. So severe thunderstorm warning continues for us for another almost 30 minutes now till 2:15. 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail possible. That storm is completely within Davidson County now. Did I just see some wind over toward the airport? Yeah, it looks like there may be a gust of wind about to go right over the airport. Yeah, it looks like it's developing right now, actually. So may get a good reading from the weather station there at B&A here in just a second of some strong winds.
The good news is not a lot of flights landing at 2 in the morning.
No, but I have been one of those that landed at 2 in the morning, man. Let me tell you. Whew.
That's the longest walk to your car ever.
Oh, was it ever? Yeah. And we parked way out in economy or something. I don't remember. But yeah, it was. I think we got in late from either Phoenix or Denver. I can't remember which storm or which flight that was. But yeah, we were delayed like 5-6 hours, something like that. We got in about 2, it may have been 3. And it was funny because when we got to the airport, there was nobody at B&A in the airport except the security line was just starting to fill up with the morning flights.
Mm.
It was pretty funny. The people that had like 5 a.m. flights, yeah, that's actually a pretty strong wind gust now coming right across the airport. So we may get a reading off of that. In fact, we may see it on the cameras here in just a second around the Donaldson Pike.
Yeah.
Exit.
Looks like it's going to roll towards Opryland, Nashville Shores. Do we not have Opry Mills on a place file?
I thought we did.
Yeah. Oh.
There's some of those winds starting to cross I-40 there.
Is it still looking like roughly a 2:30 a.m. to the 65 quarter, or do you think it's slowed? Or
As of what we did a little bit ago, it still looked about 2:30. I can rerun it here in a little bit, but
2:30.
I'd say, yeah, I'd estimate probably 2:30.
Looks like that section near Waverly starting to bow.
Well, we don't like that. Yeah. Yeah, so you kind of see how it's kind of bowing out like that.
Yeah. And so that's indicative of what we expected, right? Even, you know, there would be a lot of times where we would say a QLCS following discretes is going to lose a lot of its energy, but I don't see that being the case here. I mean, I think that Waverly section is evidence that they are perhaps strengthening.
Yeah, one thing we were expecting for tonight was what they call a low-level jet, which will typically ramp up after dark. That can be a source of lift and can help enhance storms. So that has gotten going this evening. So we went from having our lift provided by the heating of the day with the sun. We sort of transitioned from that now that the sun went down to sort of a low level jet, really helping to enhance our storms. So it wouldn't surprise me if these storms continue on to the east. I don't think they're going to fall apart. But we'll just have to see how they. But the fact that they're a solid line here, I mean, the HRRR, it nailed this. It really did. This is exactly what we were expecting. Excuse me, guys. Whew. It's past my bedtime.
Right. Somebody said in the chat, what's the timeline for this line to get here? The last ETAs we ran had it here about 2:30-ish. So another, 30, 40 minutes until
Yeah.
it comes through.
Yeah.
Polymarket ads have viewers not going above 7K by 2 a.m. How many are on the stream now?
6901.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I issue another severe thunderstorm warning for us. That'll go up.
We're not going there. You've got to be kidding me.
I hope not.
These live streams devolve enough to get into poly markets.
I know. So crazy.
Let's see here. Yeah, they've got warnings now really all up and down the line. So if that continues, we'll have ourselves another one. By the time this one expires, we'll have another one. I'll tell you one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to turn my thermostat down, guys.
Why?
It
Getting hot.
is getting hot up in here.
That computer is working overtime.
My family might come knocking on my door, but
Somebody said, I'll buy everyone Brugger's Bell Mead if it hits 7K by 2 a.m. I love the sentiment behind that, except that it looks like Brugger's Bell Mead is no more.
what?
Dude, I drive by it almost every day, and it's there's no signs on the outside of the building. They're painting. There's a pods outside there. It is no longer a Brugger's. Folks asking about places that we don't cover. Sorry, guys, we really cover Davidson and Williamson County and Middle Tennessee, so not going to get super into Clarksville, Lawrenceburg, Lewisburg.
Not seeing much rotation with these storms. That's a good sign for us. Let me go just check a couple of things. A couple of surges of wind with it, but not seeing much rotation.
They just said in chat that they're going to let the warning in Davidson expire.
So we are going to have a little break, maybe.
Yay.
Oh, man. No, so they're not going to cancel. There's still 17 minutes left on it. So does that mean they're going to
cancel it early or not renew?
Or are they just not going to renew it?
There's a little bit of elevated velocities just north of near like Nashville Shores, north
Yeah.
of Pissy Priest.
So that's what came through BNA, and it has actually kind of broadened out.
Yep.
North end of the lake. Yeah, Barnwell said going to be allowed to expire.
Okay.
So 17 minutes.
All right. So our severe thunderstorm warning in Davidson County is going to go away. We will have another line come through here in about 30 minutes to an hour. And that's going to be this second line, the main line. Looks like a couple of cells trying to get going behind. No big deal. So this line here around Waverly, right around the Tennessee River, is kind of the last thing for tonight. So the way it looks right now, there will be warnings with it as it comes through here, but we'll just have to see. There's still actually quite a bit of time for that, that warning around Waverly, for that storm to get all the way through there. If it starts weakening, they may not extend it east. I mean,
It's still got 45 minutes.
it's still got 45 minutes left on that warning. So, if it starts calming down, some of the heavier cores fall out of it and the winds come down a little bit, they may not reissue it. So we're just going to have to see. Looks like 646 Zulu. That's 146. They had 37 knots there at BNA. So that's what, 42 miles an hour or something like that?
Yep.
So it looked like about 42, 43 miles an hour, something like that at 1:46 a.m. So that's about right. That was at BNA.
Wouldn't be the worst idea to do another balloon.
Nah,
Closer.
I think we know what it looks like. I think. I mean, I guess it'd be interesting to know how much
I'd like to see what we lost in terms of Cape.
Cape is available. Yeah. That's up to you, buddy.
It's been a long time since I've been outside at 2 in the morning. I can tell you that.
You might get some looks from the people in your neighborhood driving around in that black van, launching balloons out the window at 2 in the morning.
Throw the doors open and push a balloon out.
What's he doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's just Will.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
That's just Will.
You didn't see anything.
Nothing to see here. Well, we're sort of in between.
We are. We're in the in-between. Well, I wish they would expire this early.
Well, either way, it has weakened considerably.
Yeah. What are we going to do? We're going to side off and then come back on?
We could. I mean, nope. Just issued new severe thunderstorm warning. We ain't going nowheres.
Bless America.
New severe thunderstorm warning for everyone.
Everyone gets a one.
So big old severe thunderstorm. thunderstorm warning now for northern Davidson County, and this is in effect until 2:45.
That joker runs from the middle of Dixon to the about,
Gallatin.
I mean, the east side of Sumner County.
Yeah. So new severe thunderstorm warning here. This is for round 2. This is the main event line. And so we're now inside the warnings for that line. And our first warning for it is for northern Davidson. And it's in effect until 2:45 a.m. The storm is located 11 miles northwest of Ashland City, moving east at 55 miles an hour, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and quarter-size hail possible. So it's a baseline severe thunderstorm warning, and it's for this. Well, as you can see, this area just south of Clarksville, coming into Springfield and Ashland City, and eventually Goodlettsville, Joelton, Bakers, and Millersville, and just to the north of Nashville. So that's the first area that we have now in the second round of our storms, for second and final round of our storms for tonight. So that will be coming through, and then we will be done really from north to south. So those of you up in Goodlettsville, Joelton, you guys will be done with this stuff before us down here in like Spring Hill, College Grove, places like that. So severe thunderstorm warning for 40 more minutes, and that's going to be for the northern side of Davidson. And somebody asked, after this, is everything done? Yes.
Looks like there might be an area to watch just west of Pleasant View. There's a little appendage there. You kind of tell on velocity, but nothing crazy, but just something.
Oh, it looks like it's got a surge of wind there. So surge of wind right there west of Pleasant View. So that will be interesting to watch. Same thing here around the southern part of Montgomery County, northern part of Dixon County. So these bright blues here, those are going to be interesting to watch as they get closer to the radar to see if those hold together. Those would be your areas of strongest wind right along the front edge of this rain. Right along the front edge of this rain could be this area of strong winds. So that's why they've extended this warning off to the east. It's for this potential of some strong, damaging straight line winds.
Have we gone over 7,000? See if my
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been watching. Hey, Will, would you mind taking it just a second? I'm going to go fill my water up.
Yeah, buddy.
Thanks. I'll be back in just a sec.
Well, Elon,
Sorry, I was trying to get this new warning out on buffer.
Yeah, so really we're kind of in a holding pattern until on here on the event. That line stretches all the way from the Tennessee-Kentucky border near Franklin, Kentucky, home to our favorite ground sensor, all the way down to, gosh, almost Savannah. East, and the northern part of it, north of I-40, is completely severe warned from about Lobelville, which is near the Tennessee River, all the way up to Clarksville, and Springfield has a severe thunderstorm warning, and that Most northern severe thunderstorm warning runs into Davidson County, especially the northern part of Davidson County. Now, we expect these severe thunderstorm warnings to continue. These storms do not show any sign of real weakening. We're a little too far out to get an accurate read on wind from OHX, from our radar in Nashville for the southern part of it, but the northern part of it, which is tilted a little closer, shows some winds every bit of 50 miles an hour at about 2,000 feet up. So I don't know how much of that is making it to the ground, but it certainly is going to be windy as it moves east into Pleasant View, Ashland City, and really that whole kind of Highway 49 area south of I-24. So something to be watching as it moves into the Jolton area for us. And does that wind get here? And behind this line, which we believe is going to be the main event, we really just see some plain old rain behind it, which is great. The last forecast we put out had between 2 to 3 inches of rain over the next 2 days. So this is going to be part of it. And we really need it. So excited about the rain.
Need it is an understatement.
Need it is an understatement. Some rotation in Waverly showing. No, I don't see any rotation in Waverly.
They might be referring to, there's a little appendage moving towards Dixon.
Mhm.
You could maybe say it's broad, but
Oh, the one that's straddling I-40?
yes.
Yeah, maybe. Be very broad rotation. Closer to McEwen. I don't know. I don't like that. I think what's north and west of that is bad data, so it's a little hard to tell.
Where we at?
KHPX actually did. You can kind of see like a little bit of rotation going on.
Yeah.
there. Yeah. In the
Ooh, that's some strong wind.
scans.
Yeah, and it's going up. Hail marker there south of McEwen. So we'll see if that makes it to Kingston Springs, Fairview area.
Y'all seen these strong winds up there coming into Ashland City?
We did. We were talking about that
Yeah.
a little bit ago. Will it make it to Jolton?
Knowing Jolton, probably so.
So
Always.
Always
Jolton.
Yeah. So if you're watching from Cheatham County, Ashland City, especially between Ashland City and Pleasant View, take cover from this wind gust. This could be especially strong. Straight line winds.
A couple 70 pixels in there.
Yeah, 70s, even a couple of 80 pixels up there. So definitely some strong winds right there, Ashland City and to the north.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty strong.
Looks like Weather Service has it as well. They agree.
I feel a little surrounded here.
Mm-hmm.
In 3 minutes, our warning polygon here in Nashville will finally go away.
Wait, what?
The one that was issued an hour ago.
Oh,
that
that
one.
one's off mine.
Oh, really?
It's off mine as well.
Really? Oh, it's off a GR. Okay. Yeah. So some different radar software handles when they expire or when they expire a warning, not cancel it, but when they expire it, some software won't pull it down. Some of them will, some of them won't. It's just kind of strange.
West of Dixon, south of Highway 70.
Oh yeah, a little bit of
Got a hail marker on it now too.
bit of an area of rotation there. Well, that will enhance the hail threat there.
Yeah.
Any kind of rotation like that will enhance the hail threat. So, yeah, we'll definitely will be something to watch there. It's kind of in an area that's bowing out a little bit right there around Tennessee City, coming into Dixon.
You ever been to Tennessee City?
I have not.
I have.
Yeah.
Not much there.
Okay.
Not much there. Yeah, Hopkinsville has a good beat on that. I don't. OHX doesn't like it. But it's on a radial that it's got to fight through a lot to get to it, so that's not surprising.
Yeah, that is a nice little area rotation there.
Terminal Dopplers. Nothing. What do you think, Elon?
Yeah, it's just that little appendage right on the, almost like a little Popeye alarm, if you will. Looks like it kind of gusted out in that last scan, but I don't see anything imminent, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's cycled down.
Yeah.
Also, Hopkinsville is now just about shooting behind it, so it's not getting a great look either.
Whoops.
Wind is holding up in Ashland City, Pleasant View, the busy Highway 49 corridor between those two cities.
Yeah, that's still pretty strong wind there.
There, will it hold the Jolton?
60 to 70 mile an hour winds there. Chapmansboro, back around Chapmansboro, 69, 68, 69 mile an hour wind gusts there, according to radar. Now that's up at like 2,000 feet.
Oh, easily, yeah.
But the Weather Service is even saying winds to 70 miles per hour are possible in there. So they may even consider upgrading this severe thunderstorm warning if they truly believe winds could reach 70. That would be a level 2 severe thunderstorm warning up there. If they think that's reaching the ground. Somebody says they're in Waverly at their farm and getting pretty rowdy out there.
Yeah, I bet.
Yep, they did upgrade that warning just there. So see this severe thunderstorm warning now turned orange. That's a level 2. So severe thunderstorm warnings have 3 levels. They've been issuing so far the first level. This is now a level 2 severe thunderstorm warning out of 3. And so they're tagging it for considerable damage possible, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. So decent severe thunderstorm there with a pretty heavy threat of damaging wind gusts, and that is a mess up there. So let's see. Let's go over to velocities. Yeah. So what they're watching is right here, south of Pleasant View, 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds possible. There's a couple of pixels of 70-mile-per-hour winds between Chapmansboro and Ashland City, and that will be a mess if that's reaching the ground. So again, they've bumped the severe thunderstorm warning up a notch. They're from Cheatham County into northern Davidson County as the second line of storms comes through, which should be the main event for tonight.
Yay.
Yay. Or this morning.
Yeah. Davis Nolan retired, but he is more active on socials now than I think he was when he was working at the TV station.
He's a man. He is the man.
We should have him ride shotgun on one of these.
I'd love to have him.
Yeah, we should do that.
I need to go fishing with him sometime.
Mm-hmm,
He and I both enjoy fishing.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that. Pick his brain a little bit. The only time we've spent time together has been at events where we're both kind of running around doing our own thing. But we'll catch up every once in a while. But he's a class act. Weather Service says the strongest winds on radar look to be north of Ashland City right now, just south of I-24. So, yep, right there. See all that bright blue. So coming into Joelton here shortly. So if you're in Joelton or if you're in Goodlettsville or Bakers, Luton's, Ivy Point, any of those areas in northern Davidson County, Union Hill, heads up for this. This is some pretty strong wind, all right? So this is the kind of storm that will blow things around in your yard. It'll make a mess of things and could potentially be dangerous if you are in the middle of a bunch of trees. Falling trees is my biggest fear with this. 75-mile-per-hour winds, that's hurricane force winds. That's going to be really something if that's reaching the ground. So Joelton heads up, Ivy Point, Union Hill, Bakers, maybe as far south as Goodlettsville, and perhaps Amqui, but more really Goodlettsville to the north and over toward Hendersonville here in a little bit. But it's for this surge of air right here. These winds right here are moving to the east. And that's the strongest part of this storm for sure, right there.
Moving east at 43 knots with a max wind gust of 60.
The warning says 70.
Does it?
So, yeah. Yeah. Let's check the velocity data here. Yeah, 75-mile-per-hour winds now being measured by radar at 1,500 feet off the ground. So good warning here. The warning here is for 70-mile-per-hour winds, considerable damage possible, and hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect considerable tree damage. Wind damage is also likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Joelton, that's here's our severe thunderstorm warning for the rest of us.
Yeah, that's going to be a giant box.
Yeah. So here's our new severe thunderstorm warning for the rest of us now. That's for Franklin, Fairview, all the way down to Spring Hill, Nolensville. College Grove, you're getting left out, but, don't feel Don't feel too bad about it. You may have yours here in a little bit.
Couple people asking, can we go to sleep? No. I mean, you can, but you might get woken up by a severe thunderstorm warning.
Well, if most people probably it's already gone off. I would pay attention to these, and the reason I say that is these strong, damaging straight line winds can be a mess. I'm not saying you need to go get in your tornado safe place with helmets and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that. You know your place. If you live in the woods in a house, a 1-story house in the middle of the woods with big trees all around you, and you're in the path of these really strong winds, yeah, I probably would take shelter in a interior part of your house. Just because of falling trees, limbs, that kind of thing. I don't want to be near the windows, that kind of stuff. You know your place where you live. If you're in a sturdy high rise, this is not you could probably sleep through this thing. But just use common sense as far as these strong winds coming in. I think if you are in a very well built home, I think you're going to be okay, but you just need to pay attention to these strong winds. So right here, coming into Joelton, Union Hill, Ivy Point, Bakers, Goodlettsville, you're going to know it when this comes through. These are potentially hurricane force winds coming down I-24 through Cheatham County. Goodness gracious.
Right.
That's a flood advisory. All right. So flood advisory now for Davidson County. So let's go ahead and read that. It's worth reading. It's still 5:30 a.m. Minor flooding in low-lying areas. Doppler radar indicated heavy rain due to thunderstorms. Minor flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly in the advisory area, which is really central Davidson County. Between 1 to 2 inches of rain have fallen.
Yeah.
So turn around, don't drown.
Street flooding. Is that what they're
Street
working on?
flooding. That's it. Yeah. Yep, that is right. Yeah, it's hard to see that polygon. That it runs from here to here to here up to here. So it's really Nashville and to the south to Williamson County.
Definitely some strong winds in kind of White Bluff there. It looks like.
White Bluff.
Yeah, nice little gust of wind there coming through White Bluff. This one up here, though, guys, good night.
Yeah, that's a lot of wind right there. So
that's a lot of wind, fellas. So that's
that UPS distribution place right there, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, this is radar's reading 87 mile per hour winds at 1,000 feet, 1,100 feet.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
Take a look at that with storm relative velocity.
All right.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's always a little bit of a threat of this wrapping up. Especially, you've got this little part of the storm that's kind of sticking out in front of all the rest of it. So it could wrap up right there on the north side of that. We're going to have to watch that real closely.
Sharp
Hopefully it doesn't.
Right south of Baxter.
Say again.
The sharp gradient on the
Yeah.
The SRV right there, south of Baxter Road.
Yeah, right along Baxter Road, Bidwell Road. So right there, that's that 85 mile an hour wind up at 1,100 feet. And that's going to be crossing Highway 431, which is Whites Creek Pike. And yeah, that's some strong wind there, boys.
Yeah.
You can kind of see it on TBNA too as well. Not as much, but it's a second view.
Yeah.
Well, you got to tell these people on Twitter they can't go to bed yet. I mean, they can, but they're asking, should we go to sleep in East Nashville? No.
Good night. All right. So I tell you what, if you're in Bakers, Ivy Point, Luton's, as far south as Goodlettsville, between Goodlettsville and Ridgetop, anywhere along the highway up there, between Goodlettsville and Ridgetop, pay attention for the next 15, 20 minutes. Okay. Tornado warning coming for Davidson County. There it is. All right. Tornado warning now for Davidson County. So if you are in that area where we're just talking about, so Goodlettsville, up toward Ridgetop, you need to get in your basement. You need to get in the lowest level of your home, putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible. This thing's going to be moving quick. Okay. So tornado wrapping up now, it looks like right now around just north of Joelton. This circulation now is moving toward Ivy Point, Union Hill, Bakers, Luton's. So a couple of roads around there. That's going to be around Union Hill Road, Licton Pike. It's going to be right there along Baker Road, Freeman Hollow Road, Williams Road, Old Springfield Pike, the highway that runs between Goodlettsville and Ridgetop where Baker's Market is. All that right in there is where the circulation's going. So here's your circulation right here. Some very strong winds as a part of this tornado warning now. And what we're watching here is circulation, wind going this way and then wind going this way. Okay, so there's your rotation right there.
En route spike.
Yeah. Okay. So circulation getting going right there, and that's going to be heading east toward Ivy Point and toward Bakers. All right. So everybody right in there needs to take cover. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the interior, lowest level part of your house. All right. So put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. If you got shoes and a helmet, do that. So wake the kiddos up, whatever you got to do. So if you're in Ivy Point or Union Hill, Licton Pike, Bakers, anywhere up in that area, wake the kids up. Get in that safe place. There's a circulation now right on the Davidson and Robertson County border.
There might be a CC drop in there as well.
Okay. Yeah, let's switch over to a different radar source here.
Isn't that just north of Ridgeview Estates, Elon?
Yeah, it looks like there is. This tornado, this tornado's on the ground.
Yeah.
Tornado on the ground, right there on the Davidson and Robertson County border, it looks like now. So it looks like we have a drop in the correlation coefficient right here. So that looks to be some debris.
TDS.
So tornado debris signature on radar now. So tornado on the ground headed for Ivy Point, Greer Road, Freeman Hollow, Baker Road, Bakers, Luton's, really everybody from between Goodlettsville and Ridgetop. I've got family up there. Y'all know who you are.
You need to go make some phone calls while we
no, there's people going to be making phone calls for me, I think.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I've got family up there. You guys need to be in the basement. All right. Both of your basements, you need to be in them.
Papa.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've got a 97-year-old grandfather up there. We're going to see. He usually doesn't, but we're going to see if he does. So get on down there to your basement. So right there along between Goodlettsville and Ridgetop, everybody in there, tornado on the ground now. Right there around Ridgeview Estates and right there along Ivy Point Road, tornado on the ground. So this is doing damage. There is debris being lofted. No word on the strength of this tornado, but it doesn't really matter. We want to take cover from it. So tornado warning here for northern Davidson County.
It's got a nerve tag now.
From Madison up to Bakers and Millersville, over on into Sumner County. So if you're watching us from Sumner County, heads up Hendersonville. All right, Hendersonville and Gallatin. All right, so right now, tornado on the ground right here in this little appendage here. New radar scans come in, and it looks like the debris signature now is headed directly. Yeah, it's headed directly for Bakers. All right, so it's headed directly for Bakers. I'm going to pull a camera up. All right.
Ooh, yeah.
We'll go ahead and talk just a second. If you
Yeah.
don't mind.
So the tornado warning is the tornado is going to be near, like Andrew said, Hendersonville, Goodlettsville, Millersville, Ridgetop. Looks like a tornado debris signature is on the road or is on the map, indicating a tornado is on the ground. We also have a normalized rotation spike greater than 1. Pretty good sign that there's a tornado there. We see gate to gate shear moving east towards Freeman Hollow and Baker Road, just south of Baker and Luton. Anybody that is north of Skyline, south of Greenbrier, needs to be sheltered. If not for this tornado, then for pretty strong straight line winds that look to be forming below that tornado. Let's flip over to the Weather Service. Weather Service agrees it does look like a tornado debris signature on the ground. BWER. Elon, you want to talk about that?
Hey, before you do that, let's not get into the details. We got a tornado on the ground headed for Bakers and Lutons. I just lost both cameras I was watching. So yeah, tornado on the ground here. Looks like Freeman Hollow, Baker Road, Bakers, Lutons, headed over toward Millersville. So the tornado looks to be right near, right along Freeman Hollow Road. And looks like the rotation might be broadening out just a little bit.
A little bit.
So right around Baker Road, I do think we had a tornado on the ground east of Joelton, right along the Robertson and Davidson County border. Greer Road, I think there was a tornado on the ground there, possibly over as far east as Freeman Hollow and Baker Road. So still have a debris signature right there east of Greer Road and Freeman Hollow, Bakers, Lutons. Okay, that's where this is headed. And so right along Old Springfield Pike, and if it doesn't lift, it's going to cross Springfield Highway and go over into Millersville. But the velocities look like they have broadened out just a little bit.
And I think the debris is broadened out as well.
I think the debris, I still see it. It's still moving along with the reflectivity. So I still see it.
It's not as tight as it was.
But right there is clearly the debris signature right there. So we might be losing the velocities, but that debris can hang around a little while. So everybody from Lutons, Millersville, all the way to Hendersonville, you guys need to be in your basement. All right, you got to be in your basement or interior room, closet, or bathroom, putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible. All right, that's what you got to do. All right, in this situation. So tornado warning continues for another 38 minutes. We did have a tornado on the ground. It was confirmed by radar. It was producing debris, and it started just over here east of Joelton, went right along the Robertson-Davidson border, and got over into the Ivy Point, Greer Road, Freeman Hollow area, and Baker Station, Licton Pike area, Lower Walker's Creek. So right up in those hills and hollows up there in northern Davidson County is right where that tornado was. And hopefully it has lifted. I think it has, but I can't tell for sure. We're not going to count on my hunch. Okay.
No.
We're not going to count on my hunch.
Anybody that is Lakewood, Goodlettsville, Hendersonville, Old Hickory Lake, Rivergate, all these areas up here north of town, all need to be sheltered.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
see folks in the chat saying, "What about Nashville?" Well, we're Nashville is fine compared to what's happening up north of here. Looks like it's lifted, but I wouldn't trust it to not spin back up.
Sorry, I'm checking in with family a little bit. So this went right by some family property we have up there. So just doing a little bit of checking, see if anybody's talked to anybody. Yeah, that was really close, and I lost both cameras up there, so I couldn't see anything. Okay. So tornado warning continues now. This storm's going to be over in Sumner County here pretty quick. Somebody just asked, where's the polygon? Let's do that. Let's look at polygons real quick and just see who's in and who's out. So Madison to the north to Goodlettsville, Millersville, Ridgetop, all of you guys are inside the tornado warning polygon. Hendersonville, all of Hendersonville's in it. Gallatin, you guys are in it over in Sumner County. So so that's where the polygon is. Somebody was asking about Hermitage. You're really not, you're kind of south of it, okay? Pay attention to these storms over in Hermitage, but you're not technically inside the tornado warning polygon, all right?
Got firm colors now.
So so you're Hermitage, you're outside the tornado warning, but not by much. Not by much. Pay attention to these. Let's go down. Let's just make sure everything else is behaving. That thing spun up quick. Not saying we'll get another one, but you know, areas like this around Riverwalk are kind of those areas that we were watching earlier up there in northern Davidson when it spun up. So we're going to have to kind of keep an eye on that. Clearly, there's some energy up there in the atmosphere for these things to feed off of and give us, you know, these little spin up tornadoes. And that was what that was for sure. It spun up pretty fast.
Yeah, 2-3 scans. It was there. And I'm starting to see, as you put that in motion, you can see just north of Briley and Madison up to Goodlettsville, some area of increased wind, Amqui, Madison, Rivergate Mall.
Definitely some strong winds there. So up and down the line here, looking at 60, 65 mile per hour winds throughout the line. That's crossing I-65, crossing Gallatin Road, really. At the moment, those winds crossing Gallatin Road now, headed over toward Old Hickory and Hendersonville. And then down to the south, strong winds coming into Nashville now. And then you have to go back to the west just a little bit. Bells Bend down to Riverwalk. Still some strong winds down there. Guys, help me keep an eye on this area around Bellevue. I just want to make sure it doesn't spin up real fast, and it could do it if I'm paying attention to one other little area.
Yeah, I'm going to watch
right
it.
on it. You've been watching it.
Not to go right over me.
Well, yeah, you got to watch it, I guess, over there where you are. But somebody asked if Nolensville can go to bed. No, I wouldn't, based on what just happened. I wouldn't. If you're in Nolensville, I'd stay awake.
And so seeing that tornado spin up as quickly as it did is just indicative of the potential energy that is in the atmosphere right now.
Yeah, we've got a lot of energy out there apparently, and hopefully the storms will start to weaken as they get east of us. But this was the first tornado warning we've had in a while, and it was as far as up and down this line, and it happened right here in Davidson County. So still enough energy out there to get these things to spin up. And that's what happened a bit ago. So it happened right over around Baxter Road. You can see the winds kind of pick up there, and then we saw it tighten up right there. It starts tightening up, and that was where we saw the debris signature kick up there.
And so nobody, I see a lot of, are we in the clear? There's nobody in the clear right now.
Not yet. Not quite.
Unless you are in Clarksville, right?
Yeah.
Waverly, maybe.
Oh, to be in Clarksville.
But right now, if you're in Davidson and Williamson County, I would pay attention to what's coming through. Not only are we seeing some straight line winds, but we had a spin up tornado just about out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go stick my head outside. While that's
76 miles per hour being recorded by radar over here in the Pasco area, right over in Bellevue. Yeah, really close. Will, it'll probably be at your house in about 30 seconds. Pretty strong winds now coming through Bellevue, Pasco, 78 miles per hour being recorded by radar there. So that is some pretty strong straight line winds right there at the south parts of Bellevue. The Weather Service says that they're watching back up here in the northern part of Davidson County. It looks like the tornado debris signature has gone. We think the tornado has lifted there, up there in Goodlettsville, but they're watching very closely for any redevelopment up there in northern Davidson County. So that's what they are watching right now. But the tornado warning does continue now for Davidson, Sumner, Wilson counties over there. That purple polygon that you see, purple indicates that the tornado was confirmed, and it was confirmed on radar where we saw that debris signature a little bit ago. So the tornado warning does continue for Goodlettsville. Everybody in Hendersonville, you need to be in your safe place. Lowest level, away from windows, putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Stay in that spot until the strongest winds, till the storm has passed you. Same over in Gallatin. You guys just stay hunkered down for a while. Even over toward Green Hill, Lakewood, Old Hickory, you guys just stay sheltered there for a while until this thing passes, because it's capable of doing some damage, as we've already seen. Yes, Old Hickory, Tori asked if Old Hickory's in the polygon. Yes.
Yes.
Old Hickory is.
I mean, from Gallatin down to Lakewood, that whole area needs to be sheltered.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. Will, glad to hear your voice. You doing all right?
I'll tell you what, it is blowing outside. Pretty
I
good.
bet it is.
Um,
I bet it is. Just south of your house, Will, right there along Sneed Road. That's really where that corridor of 68 to 70 mile per hour winds
yeah,
is.
it's going to come right through Grassland.
Yep, right through Grassland. That's exactly right. Right through Grassland. Very strong winds coming through there here in just a moment, shown by TBNA radar.
And actually, you can see a boundary that runs down to Leapers in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's safe to say anybody from Leapers to Brentwood, you're going to see some pretty serious wind come through there.
Yeah, pretty strong wind coming through there. So
includes what? All of South Brentwood, Cool Springs.
Tornado warning is canceled, by the way, for northern Davidson County. Tornado warning is now gone. So no more tornado warning for northern Davidson County. Sumner County warning's been canceled. Same for Wilson. No more no more tornado warning. But what we do have is some straight line wind damage potential. Really, everybody from up in Gallatin, Hendersonville, Nashville, Brentwood, as Will was talking about, down to Leapers Fort, Franklin. Just one example here, very strong winds now at the intersection of Old Natchez Trace and Sneed Road. Potentially some 75 hurricane force winds there, potentially headed toward Grassland, Laurelbrook, Sunnyside, and eventually over to the west parts of Brentwood. So if you're in Brentwood, heads up, some pretty strong winds possible there coming into Brentwood here in just a little bit. And hey, we'll hopefully here pretty soon we'll be able to go to bed. This thing's coming in right on schedule here. I think was hoping around 3 o'clock this thing would blow through, and hopefully we'll be able to get some sleep here in a little bit, but just stay awake for a little while and let this thing blow through. Especially right in these areas where these strong areas of strong wind are. What we don't want to happen is what just happened up on the northern part of Davidson County, where we had a bulge of really strong wind that got going here, and it really jumped out and got a little circulation going, and we had a quick spin up tornado that did damage up there in northern Davidson County in a hurry. So we're watching little areas like this very carefully in case that happens. So if you're in Brentwood, stay awake, stay connected, stay glued to us or whoever else you're watching. Just have a reliable weather source for the next 30, 45 minutes. till this thing blows through, and then you'll be good. Same for Nolensville and Antioch. Will, have you gotten any damage reports from up there in Davidson? Or has anybody gotten any damage reports up there?
I haven't seen any damage reports. Of course, it is 3 a.m. and it's dark, and so I would assume by 8, 9 o'clock we'll see some come in. But no, not yet.
I'm going to be watching some traffic cameras. Brentwood's got some good traffic cameras, and it seems like half the time we watch this particular one, when windstorms come in, there's people out jogging on that sidewalk right there, and we're all laughing at them while they're getting soaked. But we won't do that tonight.
We went over 7,000 viewers, by the way.
B&A showing some pretty strong winds just past through Grassland, headed towards Granny White, Brentwood, South Brentwood area. Looks like straight line right now.
Yeah, TBNA's got a good look at that too.
Sure does. Yeah, right here. This is TBNA right there at Grassland. 70 mile per hour winds. Headed right for Holly Tree Farms, Fountainhead, west sides of Brentwood.
Scales.
Potentially right there. Looks like the worst of it will go down right around the Concord Road. The Concord Road intersection with I-65. That's Concord Road, Franklin Road. That looks like probably where the worst of it will go.
Yeah, I would say between the Old Hickory and Concord Road on 65, if you are in that area, that's where you're going to see some pretty serious wind.
Camera here at Franklin Road and Concord. We'll keep an eye on that over the next few minutes. So strong winds now coming in Holly Tree Gap. Holly Tree Gap, bunch of trees and hills out there. So once again, tornado warning for northern Davidson County was canceled. So that has gone away. That was up in the Goodlettsville area. So that tornado warning was canceled, and that tornado lifted. It looked to be on the ground maybe 10 minutes there. And from like north of Joelton over toward the Bakers and Luton's area. So through Greer Road, looked like a tornado touchdown there. We had a tornado debris signature on radar pretty clearly. And that eventually lifted over there maybe right before it got to Springfield Highway.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get more information on that as we get it. But right now, one of our main concerns is this area right here in North Franklin too, right there at Franklin High School. A couple of areas of some very strong winds. In fact, I'm going to pull up Franklin's cameras too. We're going to see if we can.
Yeah, cameras around Cool Springs, the 65 at Nissan.
Okay, here's some cameras right around. This is right around Franklin High School.
Gosh, yeah, look at that.
So blowing pretty good. That's a 30, 40 mile an hour wind. That's right at the Kroger. So that's like Del Rio, Hillsboro. Let's see here. Boy, that's a strong wind gust down there in Franklin.
Yeah, look at that.
That could be 71 miles an hour. Let me get back over to Franklin's cameras. Let's get Severe thunderstorm warnings continue in both counties, Davidson and Williamson, for the potential of some strong gusty winds. That's the main threat. We did have a tornado touchdown up in Goodlettsville, up in the Goodlettsville area. So, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to double box this with the radar, and yeah, not like that.
Mhm.
There we go. So we'll keep an eye on that. This camera is right at Mac Hatcher in Cool Springs, so right here. So we'll see if we see anything out of that. A little dark, but we'll see if we catch anything there out of these strong winds. That's a pretty intense area of wind there.
Yes. Yeah, I expect to see power outage numbers tick up for Williamson County right now. Friend of the program, Laura Marler, is saying 800 without power in Fairview, Williamson County. I don't know if that's the county as a whole, but I know it's probably gonna climb.
This is Concord Road in Knox Valley. So you're looking here from like toward the YMCA is on the right side of your picture. So you're looking east on Concord Road from Knox Valley. So pretty strong winds there. Look to be probably 40, 50 miles an hour there. Blowing pretty good. It's a strong wind.
Yep.
Shoo, 75 miles an hour right there around Centennial High School, just cross Centennial. It's those little areas that make me nervous.
Hendersonville, Madison, I think the worst is now ahead of you. The worst is now behind you.
Let's zoom out a little bit and kind of see what we got going on.
Mhm.
Let me pull out on the view. We have 2 warnings in effect, and they're both level 2 severe thunderstorm warnings for 70 miles per hour winds possible. And that's for basically eastern Davidson County and eastern Williamson County. Basically, the 2 areas here that so we can say for Joelton, all clear for Joelton. We can say, by the way, here's Franklin. That's a lot of wind. There's traffic lights flipping around all over the place. So a lot of wind there. This is at I-65 and Highway 96. This is not too far from Centennial. That's a lot of wind there. So, yeah, all clear for Joelton, all clear for Bellevue, all clear for Fairview, and we'll call it good for Leapers Fork. But really, everybody, Franklin, Brentwood, if you're along I-65, hold on a minute. Goodlettsville, you guys are good to come out of your safe place. All clear for Goodlettsville, Millersville, Bakers. You guys are good. And it looks like Robertson County is reporting that they did get some reports of a tornado there in southern Robertson County. So that would be consistent with what we saw there up in the Ivy Point, Goodlettsville area a little bit ago. So more to come on that as we get more information.
New severe coming.
Yeah, new severe thunderstorm warning will come out for downstream of the current warning. And we'll stick with these as long as they are in Davidson, Williamson. Once the storms themselves, once the threat clears, we'll call it a night, because you guys want to get to bed, and we want to get to bed. And we'll all just go get our sips of water and go to bed together. How's that? No, that sounded terrible. Sorry. Um, we'll we'll all call it a night once this threat moves east. So the biggest threat right now looks to be probably Nolensville, Triune, Arrington, as far as damaging straight line wind, Antioch, over toward Percy Priest Lake, BNA, Hermitage. Those areas are kind of ahead of this, where the strongest winds are going to be. And let's go look at velocities again.
Yeah, it looks like BNA's got another big old chunk of wind coming through.
Yeah. So, and then as far as Williamson County goes, right there around Clovercroft, there's our new severe thunderstorm warning. It does include parts of Williamson County. So, new severe thunderstorm warning now for Brentwood. I'm sorry, east of Brentwood. So, Nolensville, Triune, Arrington, down to College Grove, and then way off to the east over to Smithville, McMinnville. So, big old severe thunderstorm warning now, covering the from Nolensville to the east. So, strong winds around the Clovercroft area, Trinity, Clovercroft Road, big gust of wind there. And then up toward Owl Creek, right there along Concord Road and Waller Road, Bluff Road, Nolensville Road. So big gust of wind there. So there's just these little pockets of really strong winds that are kicking up as a part of this line of storms. Once those pass, you're good to go. All right. Once the winds calm down, once the rain starts and the winds blow, once that calms down, you're good to go. All right. So we're looking positive here. We just got to get through a little bit longer. Let's see what the power outages look like up there where that tornado was. Having a little bit of trouble getting it to come up. I imagine I'm not the only one checking, I don't think.
While you're doing that, there's some people asking. We can give all clear to anybody west of 65 in Davidson
Yeah.
County, and really anybody west of 65 in Williamson County. So people that are asking in here, I'll call it out. Madison, you're good. Mount Juliet, I don't know. We don't cover that. Lebanon,
Yeah, but they're not not quite in the clear, but
not
they're
in the clear. Lebanon, not in the clear. Oh my gosh, guys, read the comment. I'm sorry. We've been a little busy. Hermitage, give it a couple more minutes. Let's see. Hendersonville. Yeah.
Hendersonville ought to be good.
Berry Hill, yes. Nashville, yes.
Whew, those winds are whipping
East
outside. I hear 'em.
Nashville, Gallatin, yes. Old Hickory, yes.
Yeah, we're looking pretty good, guys. Just got to get through some of these pretty strong wind gusts here. In fact, this does a great job. Here we go. Let me sort of draw this out for you. This does a good job of illustrating. So right here is your wind line that we're watching. All right. Right there. Get that out of the way. So if you're around this line, you're not quite good to go. There's really strong winds associated with that. I can hear them. They are whipping outside my house. All right. So if you're along that white line, some really strong winds there. Don't go to bed yet. If you're behind that white line, like pretty, Franklin, Brentwood, Forest Hills, Nashville, Goodlettsville, all them, you're good to go. The shenanigans will happen along this white line.
I think Mount Juliet's good.
Yeah.
Glencliff, good.
This will be a good rain for us.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
People have their feelings hurt because we don't mention Gallatin. Well, Gallatin is kind of far away from Davidson County.
Well, so yeah, I've only a couple of times in my life have I had a tornado headed straight for me, and I get a little bit of that that panicked feeling, and so yeah, I get that. That's really something. That thing wrapped up quick back there in Joelton to Goodlettsville, and when it gets a debris signature like that, you're off to the races. I mean, that can happen quick, and that was really something.
Mm-hmm.
So glad that lifted before it got over to you guys in Sumner County. Let's see here. TBNA. It's not quite out of Williamson, but we're getting there. And this will be it for the night. So our severe threat will really crash after this. I mean, there's none of this stuff back here I'm worried about. Hopkinsville area. Elin, what do you think? Meteorology student, what do you think about this stuff behind this line?
I think it'll just be some beneficial rain. I think after this,
that's what we want to hear.
We'll be good until maybe tomorrow afternoon or today afternoon.
Oh man, we got another one to worry about.
Thankfully, the environment does not look the same, so
that's good. We'll deal with.
And yeah, we cashed in on whatever Cape was hanging around today, so we're not leaving a whole lot left over for tonight.
Yeah.
No, that'll be a thing to look at after some sleep, I think.
I do think we could get some sun. I mean, the sun may be out for a good while tomorrow. Clouds clear out, get some mostly sunny skies, and high near 83. Some 20-mile-an-hour south-southwest winds. We could get some more energy in here. So we'll have to cover that tomorrow for sure. All right, so the last of this line for us here in Davidson Williamson is going to be right there. So College Grove, and that's really about it.
Somebody asked, is Gary and West Chicago safe for the night? That's too far away from Davidson County.
Does what? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Gary and West Chicago.
Indiana?
Uh-huh. Yeah, we're not going to do that.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
And there are a lot of people in the chat that are asking who covers what area. If you go to our website, NashvilleSevereWeather.com, and somewhere on there,
I know it's on the Weather Services website. Is it on ours?
I think we have it, right? No? Let me look. Hold on. Well,
Do y'all think it is safe to say that all of Davidson has the all clear?
Yes.
And
yeah.
all of Williamson except for College Grove.
College Grove. Yep.
Okay.
Weather.gov/OHX/T-spotter
There you go.
gives you everything you want to know about who covers what counties. It's good stuff in there.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll put that in the chat.
Nolensville is good. Franklin, good. Spring Hill, good. Ashland City, more than good. Ashland City, you should have been in bed 30 minutes ago.
Why are you still awake?
You could have done.
That's funny.
Is Spring Hill safe? Yes. Columbia, yes.
Will, you sound tired.
Oh, buddy, let me tell you. Just watching all these names come in. Arrington, yeah,
You know they're just trolling you, right?
I'm sure.
Well, that's what's happening.
I think that's what's happening.
Well, it's working.
I know. I could tell.
I know it's not. I know it's funny when somebody says,
I know that
We
tone
have-
in Will's voice.
will we have school tomorrow? Knoxville.
No, Knoxville, y'all need to stay awake.
Yeah,
for
Knoxville
a-
needs to stay awake.
Wow. Y'all might get this by lunchtime tomorrow. Today.
Oh, somebody says I like sassy Will.
No, you don't.
this
You
guy.
don't like sassy Will.
No,
Don't.
It's a little too sassy. Davis County. Let's see. I mean, I could just stay up and go survey that tornado when the sun comes up.
Well, I need to figure out. I
you
haven't
going
heard
to
from
work?
anybody. I haven't heard from anybody in my family. I need to.
Jupiter, Florida.
Y'all are wild.
I have earned being sassy. You're right. I have earned being sassy. Chattanooga cannot go to bed. We cover Davidson and Williamson.
It's a 2-for-1 deal right there. Oh, I was trying to get to power outages. Let me look at that and see if there's any kind of path up there. Let's see if we can figure out any kind of not particularly. 5 outages. Oh, there's one. 1,022 outages. That's a big one.
Where?
Okay. Oh yeah, there it is. Yep, basically the whole northern section of the county's out up there.
Yeah.
Ridgetop, Bakers. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's a big outage up there. 11, almost 12,000 customers without power now. So yes, that's a big outage there. Let's see.
Somebody said, what would you need to cover a few more adjacent counties? I need 4 Elans.
We need 4 Elans anyway.
Mm-hmm. College Grove, you can go to bed.
I was about to say, I think it might be everybody in our 2 counties, I should say, in our 2 counties.
weather.gov/OHX/T-spotter. When are they going to cut back the watch?
Have they cut anything west of us?
I don't know. I haven't looked. Let me see. I think. No. Well,
Will,
they have.
Will, that is probably. I'm just from what I know about the area up there. That's definitely going to be an area to take the drone.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're going to need help surveying that, I think, up there.
I think OHX had said earlier today that if there is something to survey on Tuesday, they won't do it probably till Wednesday because they got half the office working overnight.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah, of course, that's so close to them, though. I mean, it's a 20-minute drive from their office, but yeah.
Well,
but yeah, I totally get that. They may not be able to get to it.
I imagine we'll get a pretty steady stream of reports in the morning when everybody wakes up. Sunlight.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Graham, you hanging in there, buddy?
I am fabulous.
Let's see. I'm gonna
A little
check
tired.
one spot. A little tired. There he is.
Where are our chat mods, by the way?
Well, you want to call it a night?
That's it, buddy. Hopefully we won't see y'all tomorrow, but we probably
Well, we will be all over socials. We'll be talking about whatever severe weather threat there is for tomorrow night or tonight. We'll be all over it on socials. So check us out when the sun comes up, early afternoon. We'll have details on all that, what to expect with the next round of potential severe weather. And of course, we'll be back here on YouTube if we need to be. So anyway, hey, thank you all for joining us. Really, thank you. Thank you for being up with us. It means a lot that we're not doing this by ourselves and that you're here with us. It really does. So thank you for jumping in here with us tonight. Long night, but looks like we are going to be able to get a little bit of sleep here before heading to the office.
Yeah.
So, all right. See y'all later. Thanks. Good night.